All right. So, I mean, I didn't have time to go to get a cord for my computer. Left it up in Santa Barbara when I was up with my parents last weekend. So, for the time being, I'm just filming on my phone. But the iPhone 11 films really good quality. It's actually surprising. Like, looks better than the computer does. And so what had happened is I recorded a video on my computer, recorded a couple videos on my computer, and this prison series got out of order. I'm so busy lately with the documentary. It's coming out in August, and it's turning out better than I could have ever expected. Now that I'm directing it, it's coming out exactly the way I want it to. But I've been putting in a lot of hours, and then of course I just finished Anti-Heroes, and that was pretty demanding. But anyway, I'm doing dip now because I'm trying to quit smoking. And it's like some imported dip. This is the good stuff right here. Okay, so you guys on YouTube probably will see this in the correct order. Patreon, I'm redoing this story. I already did it. And I don't like redoing stories because sometimes I'm just in a flow, and then it's happened before where they've deleted or it's crashed uploading, and that sucks. Because then the second time around it's like a chore having to do it. It's not as fun as the first time. But I'm gonna try anyway. So sorry, I just came inside. I'm out of breath because I am still smoking. Less now with the nicotine, but or with the dip, but I'm still smoking and it's winding me. I'm working out really hard right now because I got that acting gig coming up, and yeah, I just fuck cigarettes. Sorry for the introduction, but I felt that I had to at least explain what was going on. So where we left off last time, Nico had just been born, and I talked about this in the video that comes after this. It was incredibly painful to be in that. I mean, jail's painful anyway, for a number of reasons. You're around a bunch of weirdos, and I'm kind of curious as to how your cock smells, dog. I'm just going to be completely real with you, fool. You're around people like that, and it's weird. I've talked about this several times. When you're in jail or prison, you start being around these unsavory characters, right? And that's not even the way. I'm a fucking unsavory character. I'm like a fucking gutter creature junkie. So I'm not passing judgment on people in prison, but there's people that I wouldn't normally hang out with. I just wouldn't, I don't see Lampshade and I like going golfing, I'm like, hey man, that's a pretty clean putt you just did. He was like, bubbles, you can't take a guy like that out in public. You just can't do it. And it's like the kind of thing where I don't even know where a guy like that would be in public. Like where does Lampshade hang out? Could you see Lampshade like at one of those foam parties? Remember those? Where like everybody's like rolling on ecstasy? We used to go to these. I used to have them in LA in warehouses. And they get these big foam machines and everybody's just like naked and rolling, and there's foam and there's Lampshade just popping bubbles. He'd probably be sexually aroused by all the bubbles and all the foam. I don't know why I brought that up as an example, but point is I couldn't see Lampshade at a foam party anywhere for that. I could even imagine him at the fucking dry cleaners, it'd scare the people there. So you start to really notice that these and it depresses you, because you're like, damn, where'd I go wrong in life? I was in private Catholic school. I was like going to China with my dad and seemed like I had a pretty nice little privileged life. And now I'm here, having to be the repa. Hey dog, I'm the fucking repa. And it's like some people live for that. They put the shit on their resume when they get out. Well, yeah, I was repping our tank in San Bernardino Central Detention Center. Boss is like, hired. We had no idea. It's an honor to be in your presence, Mr. Leone. Well, you know, it was hard. It was a shot caller. Big responsibility, you know. Being around people that you're not comfortable being around bums you out, right? Like I said, because it makes you feel like, where did I go wrong in life? And then the way you're treated by staff, you know, like, seriously, you get so dehumanized in jail. It's ridiculous, you know? Like, I'm the kind of guy, when I'm single at least, where I'll compliment women. Like, wow, your hair is really pretty, you know? And even though, you know, the internet would make you believe that you say stuff like that, and the girl's like, what? I love you. Let's get an apartment. You know, most women just, oh, thank you very much. Or even a guy, hey, I like your tattoos. And they're like, hey, man, we should kick it. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I just said I like your tattoos. Oh, yeah, I like chicks. I was like, okay, cool. Notice how I had to do, I couldn't like do it all like seductively. Like, oh man, I spilled water. Ugh. I can't do it. I had to do it all manly. Shot collar shit. In prison or in jail, when you compliment a female, you're like, wow, your perfume smells really, really, really nice. They'll literally take pepper spray out and be like, stop resisting. Stop resisting. He was sexually fucking harassing me. And you're like, what the fuck? I just said your perfume smells good, you know? And when you get out of jail, you know, not really jail, you know? You can do like a year in jail and get out and you get acclimated like that. I'm talking about when you're away for years and years and years. And you come back and you're used to, you're living in a world where you're looked at as some sort of predator by giving compliments to women. And then there's a lot of weirdos in jail. You know, I don't know if have we covered gunning? Do we know when you're a gunner? Gunning is, it's a timeless classic. I don't recommend doing it if you are ever incarcerated, because you do get stabbed over this kind of stuff. But what gunning is when a female or male, there's some cold freaks in there. Let's just say when a correctional officer is walking by. So like, typically, it goes down when it's like count time, right? So every day at 3:30 in the feds, you have to stand in the middle of your cell. You have to stand so that they know you're not like a mannequin and that you didn't like dig a hole, you know, on the backside of a Rita Hayworth poster or anything. And they make sure that you're alive. They also like look to see if you have shiners, to see if you're loaded, you know, and I've definitely been so loaded at count where I'm just like wavering like a zombie. I'm like, they're like, Leone, come on, man. Sober up, man. They like throw a AA brochure underneath the cell door. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, sir. I do need help. And then I like go back to sleep. Listen to like Reggae Thursday on the local rock channel. But, okay. What are we talking about right now? I don't know. God, I hate when my ADD does that. We're talking about how, you know, women treat you bad in jail. They look at, gunning. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So gunning, so during like, this typically happens at a count, right? You're walking by a cell and the guy will time it. They'll be like, yeah, dude, this fat CO is going to walk by right now. I'm going to gun this bitch down. They like dap up, you know, usually it's like two old sex offenders that are in her cell. They're like, oh, it's almost stand up. We have to gun a hoe down. They stand there. It's creepy when it's two of them. I've heard of that. Like a gunning duet, you know, they stand there and soon as they know that the cop's going to go by, they'll rip their boxers off and they'll just start beating off and make eye contact. And they'll be like, hey! And they'll like flash a flashlight in their eyes. And they're just like, you know, like a deer stuck in headlights. And they're just beating off and like just hoping that they're going to come before they get sprayed. But they usually get sprayed and then they get beat up on the yard because people are like, come on, man. It's funny because I read, last time I was in prison, I remember, you know, my dad always sends me New York Times articles. You know, he's like, this is a progressive paper, read this. And I'm like, this is like some corporate agenda shit, man. You know, it's kind of masquerading as a progressive paper, but it's really not. No, I mean, I'm not trying to start some political debate. I'm just saying he would send me these New York Times articles and just, you know, because he sent them and just out of respect for my dad, I'd read them. So I read a bunch of New York Times articles, particularly op-eds, but one particular article was about gunning. It was like the gunning epidemic in federal prison. I swear to God, this was in the New York Times. And they had this article that was completely fabricated. It literally made it sound like sex riots were actually popping off in every prison in the country. Like, you know, it would have like all these like, you know, these quotes from these female COs to be like, yeah, night shifts were the worst. I'd get gunned down like 70, 80 times, you know, and you know what kind of women are saying that. The kind of women that would not get gunned down, not even once on a shift, let alone 50 or 60 times. She acts like she was like in some fucking beat off island or something where just everybody was like jerking off to survive and like she was like the prey. That shit doesn't happen. I remember reading the article and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I showed my cellie and he's just like, why does your dad send you stuff like that? Let me see your docket sheet, man. I'm like, God, man, every time you do math, dude, you fucking get weird. He's like, I didn't do math. He has like a fucking happy card sticking out of his mouth. I didn't do that. I ain't no queer. All right, dude. Yeah, hey, you want to play truth or dare, dog? I'm just like, no. Fucking tweaker. So that's gunning, right? And then another thing that's super common for creepy inmates is they send love letters to women, but their concept of love letters is like not ours, right? But my concept of a love letter, and look, I'm a jaded scumbag criminal fuck myself. I consider myself reformed now, and I actually consider myself a pretty solid stand-up guy. You know, I have some morals. I don't litter. You know, it's progress, not perfection. But I don't litter. I don't do that. But these guys will write these love letters, right? But like, so if I wrote a love letter, I'd be like, damn, baby, every time we make eye contact, my stomach flutters, brings me back to the 90s. I feel like I'm in a Third Eye Blind song. Sorry, the dip didn't want me to say that. Didn't even want me to say that out loud. Say anything but Third Eye Blind, bro. Come on. You don't want to lose your subscribers now. You remind me of a Third Eye Blind song, and I just want to cuddle with you, and one day I want to have babies with you, and when they're old enough to understand, I want to whisper in their ear and have them come up to you and tell you that daddy thinks that mommy is beautiful, and hopefully our kids will have as beautiful eyes as you have. Sincerely, Ryan. And then like, she's like, oh my God, that is so sweet. And like 3 days later, I'm like, come on. I swear, come on. You've never done anal? I swear to God, it's in right now. Everybody's doing it. She's like, I thought you loved me. Why do you want to do anal? That's not about love. I'm like, yes, it is. Listen to Tupac. Hit him up. Just butt fuck. If you say it like that, baby. And that's it. That's the end of the story. Okay. But when guys, so point of that story is that I send love letters and I have nefarious intentions, shall we say, self-serving sexual intentions. But I don't say it in the fucking letter. But these guys in prison, they get like all of their game from like penthouse letters, right? So like, and it happens all the time. Like a female CO will be like, hey, how you doing, Richard? He's like, I'm doing pretty good now. Well, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. Just doing my job. And then he goes back to his cell. He's like, oh my God, that bitch wanna fuck. I tell you, that bitch wanna fuck me. And Sally's like, all right, weirdo. Let me see your docket sheet. You know, it's usually some creep. So then they'll write them. So that one exchange of conversation, they'll in their weird head, they'll interpret that is that she's obviously in love with them. Guy's like never going home, you know, He uses state soap, which means that can't afford commissary, meaning usually because he's in debt for photocopied pornography, shit like that. And he has to use state soap, which is like the indigent shit that they give you when you don't have any money. They're like, here, you can have the state soap. It's like not even in a wrapper. And I swear to God, it's just like some bar of soap. It like has dust on it. And you're like, yeah. You know, where it like dissolves after one use. It's horrible. Bob Barker from The Price is Right owns a lot of that stuff. At least I think it's the same Bob Barker. That'd be a very weird coincidence if the Bob Barker that we've all seen in jails and prisons is not the actual Price is Right Bob Barker. I mean, I could see that being something that somebody just made up. Inmates make up the craziest shit. You're an inmate. Is all your shit made up? Yes. Yes. That's what I'm saying. So they'll send them these letters and it'll just be like, hey, baby girl, I saw the way you were looking at me. Basically, I'm trying to eat your pussy until you come like a water fountain. I'm trying to butt fuck like a hog, homegirl. Let's do this. I'm trying to butt fuck you. My dick's like 7.3, homie. Right? And then you see like 15, you see like the goon squad come in and like tackle the predator, It's like, sometimes it feels like you're on some like dystopian violent version of To Catch a Predator, Chris Hansen's like the warden, he walks up like in a suit. He's like, what are you doing here today, sir? Oh, I swear to God, I didn't write that bitch. How could you do this to us? She's like, there's no us. You're a predator. Then the guy goes to the hole, gets out, and he gets stabbed. That's prison. That's the real deal, baby. Right there. That's real life shit that happens all the time. I'm not joking. That is real stuff. So what happens, and the reason why I'm going into explaining all this, is because you're in a situation where you're around inmates that are absolutely insufferable scumbags, including myself. But I don't do shit like that. I'm not like, oh, yeah, we got a butt fuck. Oh, I can smell the butt fucking. I don't do stuff like that. Not anymore. Not since I quit Suboxone, I haven't done stuff like that. I'm reformed. But, so you have the weirdo inmates, but you also have the cops who, maybe I should give them a little more credit. I mean, it's weird when you have people gunning you down and sending you these like super erotic like manifestos where it's low key, it's like rapish, it's like girls don't want that. Just like girls don't want dick shots. I don't know why everyone does that, and they're probably like with their homeboys and they're like, dude, I'm gonna send this bitch a picture of my cock, fool. Straight up. I'm gonna get a little blood in there. You think I should do it with the balls or without the balls? With the balls, dude. You don't buy a Honda without wheels. The fuck? Just shut up. Go do the story. All right, I'm going. Do you guys notice I haven't spit out the dip once? I swallow. Ryan swallows. You smoke gay and you dip gay. You're a swallower. Fucking weirdos. They watch every video and just say the same shit every video. I can't help it. I get push notifications. I'll be like taking a shit and I'll be like, oh man, that's mean. Just, I just can't please everybody. You don't do enough content. All right. I'm sorry. I'm a piece of shit. I'm selfish. I knew what I was doing was wrong. I did it anyway. I'm a criminal, man. All right. Anyway, so I'm in this situation here. I got all these weirdos. Lampshade, I got the dope sick guy, got Mountain Man. He's like grown a palm tree with like his ravioli, like dried out raviolis and whittled them? Can you say that? Is that a word? He whittled them into seeds and then grew a palm tree? I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. It's just a bunch of weird cats. And then there was Doug, and he was cool. Doug, he was cool. Nothing but gay humor with him. He's like, Dude, I want a 69 right now. I mean, too. So what? And like the younger Woods are like, dude, those reps that have been to prison are fucking cool. You know? Prison culture's so whack. Oh my God, it's so stupid. So I'm sitting there bummed out, that I missed Nico's birth. It's a horrible fucking feeling, And I know, you're repeating yourself over and over again. But I need to be emphatic on that point that it's painful. I may joke a lot, but, I'm sitting there and I'm just hating myself. If there's anyone to blame for the current debacle and situation that I'm in, it's me. Again. In this leg, can you see the scar? Just took a shower. My fingernails are already dirty. Just scumbag. That scar. You remember that story? When I was there's like some 6'4" black dude was like talking shit to this guy, like, and the guy had like one of those baby packs on, and I like went up to him. I was like, hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size? He's like 6'5", I'm like 5'6", and he looked at me, he's like, what? And he just hammer fisted me. If you look at the Jerry Stahl read, I don't know if you can see that scar. I don't know. In the angle I just saw it. Reminds me of that good period of my life. And then I went to the Jerry Stahl reading. Well, there's footage of it, and I have like a shiner and shit. That's from that. I didn't even get it shot in. Oh, no. Actually, I'm the one that dope fiended his ass first, but it literally did nothing to him. And he hammer fisted me one fucking time. Boop! Shit just burst open. And I didn't get one shot. That's all I remember. Good story. So now I'm dealing with a situation where heroin comes in. And remember, this guy downstairs, he called up. He's like, so fucking annoying. Like every 5 minutes, you just hear this like owl like call, like, hey Woods. And then, Pice would come up. He'd be like, hey, excuse me, Wood? They calling you downstairs on the phone, dog. All right, Simone, dog. My ribs are broken, you know what I mean? Hobble out of bed. I'm like sending a kid down, like there's like all these like 21-year-old kids that have ever been to jail. I'm like, hey, can you go talk to the guy downstairs? He keeps calling for somebody that's white. Yeah, I'll be right back. He comes back. He's like, hey, man, he wants coffee. And so I gave him some, right? So then heroin comes in. I end up getting 2 grams. That's the guy that had. He hooked me up because I showed some hospitality. I'm such a good guy. So now I'm gouged out in prison or in jail. And remember, I had a syringe. So I'm just hitting myself. And I'm one of those people that's just a pig with any drug. It does not matter what it can be, anything. Acid, doesn't matter. My philosophy is more. Always more. It has to be more. Like to the point where I've overdosed more times than I can count. I've been hospitalized for. I'm not talking about like the ones at home where you OD and someone like gives you CPR and you're like, oh my God, I went out, I almost died. And then you're like at an AA meeting like 10 years later and you're like, then I almost died and someone gave me CPR. It was my bottom. But then there's the times where nobody can bring you back and you wake up and they shot you with Narcan. You wake up in precipitated withdrawal, dying. And you have your little assless fucking hospital gown on. And you're just like, what happened? They're like, you overdosed. And you're like, it's so tragic. You're killing yourself. And you're like, oh, I am. And then like, all you want to do is get out of there and score. And I've done it, wearing the gown. Remember in Florida I did that. Okay, so anyway, I'm shooting heroin, right? And at this particular place, that place had the best commissary I've ever had in my life. It was like going to AM PM. It was nuts. You get anything. You get hot dogs, and no, you couldn't get hot dogs. But you could get like boxes of powdered donuts and that's a horrible example. That's what was good there. No, I mean, they just had everything. They had like everything. You could get like actual cans of Pringles, which are really good to make fifis. You can fug it, roll it up and put it in a mattress. What else did they have there? Just had a lot of different kinds of coffee. They had espresso. There's a lot of good stuff, and you could get packages. And I had people looking out for me. You know, Jim Oles was sending me packages. Karina was sending me packages all the time. You know, Seth Ferrante was showing me love in there. Joe Clifford sent me money while I was down. You know, I just had a bunch of people looking out, and so I was eating good. But as I'd said in the previous videos, they feed really well at this place, you know, and you have to go down to a chow hall. That's where you go down the escalator. That's where we saw Lampshade do the weird thing where he like flexed. Fucking weirdo. Oh my God, it's hot in here. So, you know, I didn't go, I never went to lunch because the only thing that was shitty there was the lunch. They give you, you'd like have to go, it's this whole ordeal where you have to go down this escalator, you have to go to a chow hall, and you have to all sit like facing one way. So there's like not people eating on the other side of you. It's weird. It's like, I feel like I'm in like a Pink Floyd, The Wall, you know, how they're like all in the classroom and there's just these like psychotic scarecrow cops that just like watch you eat. There's a couple girls and we'd always like make eye contact with them and then like they'd be like, hey, and they'd like come and like spray you. Shh, don't I fuck her. Fucking loser. You're like, oh, all right. So people won't even look at, and I'm serious about that. They'll spray you for looking at girls. I forget what it's called. There's an actual like penal code term for it. It's like eye stalking or something. Like if you stare at a female CO, they can spray you. It's like legal, you know? I can just imagine them at Congress when that like piece of legislation goes through. They're like, okay, this is bill number 75601, introduced by Representative Collins. This law is to be able to arbitrarily spray inmates, most of them minorities. Everyone's like, all in favor, say aye. And you just hear this like, aye reverberation. And it's just like all these like stuffy Monopoly guys, you know? And yeah, and then it goes through. These are the same guys, mind you. They get caught in scandals where they're like getting their dick sucked by dudes in like airport bathroom stalls. I'll say this. I've been through some shit. I've never been through that kind of shit. I've never got my dick sucked in a bathroom stall. Jim Carroll did in Basketball Diaries. It's kind of unexpected in the third act. You're just like, oh man, what a tragic, oh my God. Ugh. Getting his dick sucked in Grand Central Station. It's going hard. All right, you're a real deal addict. You qualify. Probably should go to a meeting or something, bro. Okay. So, I really wouldn't go to lunch, right? But I'd always go down to dinner. Now, this is interesting because you have to sit in silence. There's all these cops that sit there and they just watch you eat, right? And like I said, there's girls, so like, you'll be like scooping up your food and you'll kind of like look at one, hey! And you're like, oh. So you just don't really say anything. Okay, so going in under normal circumstances is whatever. It's whatever. Huh? Go eat. Then you go like dump your tray in the trash. And then you guys walk up. Now, at this particular jail, there was something weird where you had to did you hold your hands? It was weird because like in normal jails, you put your hands behind your back like they're cuffed. Oh, on this one, you have to walk with your hands folded out in front of you. So you walk like that, you go up the escalator, you go back into your unit, and that's that. So under normal circumstances, it's whatever, like I said. But on heroin, it's hardcore because, like I said, I'm a pig. So I do these big ass shots, right? Just zero fucks given, which is horrible because I just had a kid and, oh, you're a selfish drug addict. Well, yeah, that's part of being a drug addict. But really, honestly, I hated myself so much. I was punishing myself, because doing heroin or any opiate for that matter is a punishment to yourself. And lastly, you know, it's self-medicating to a degree because, I mean, the depression was palpable. It was fucked up. You know, the ribs hurt. I was still in post-acute withdrawal. And then the baby. And I'd promised myself, you know, I said I'd fucked up so many things in my life. The one thing that I wanted to do correct was be a good dad, which I am now. Providing, buying our first house, career's going well. I'm off hard drugs. I'm in shape again. I'm the happiest I've been ever and the most successful I've been ever. And thank you guys very much, because definitely you guys expedited the process for me. And I'm realizing my dreams, and it's a good thing. But in that particular instance, I was a selfish drug addict shooting heroin in San Bernardino County Jail. So I remember, you know, I'm doing these big shots, being sloppy, not giving a fuck. And I go to chow. Now I'm one of those people where I may as well just be like, hey, CO, hey, I'm on heroin. All right, let me finish, and then I'll cuff up. All right. Hey, I'm going to the hole right now. Hey, shut the fuck up. No talking. I'm going to the hole. Why? They know I'm high. Well, why? I don't know. I yelled it because I just thought probably better to surrender before they knew, right? All right, guys. See you later. Stay down. I'm just obvious as fuck. I'm like, this is me on heroin. And then, of course, the acne. It just, like, spews out of my face. It's, like, so toxic. I'm, like, allergic to heroin. And I'm just like, this is me. I'm like, go to the chow hall, and I'm like, it's almost like I'm exaggerating it. This is how fucking high I am. I'm like, you know, my fingernails are pretty long because you don't have access to fingernail clippers every day. It's like the little things that you don't even think about that you don't have access to. It drives you fucking nuts. Not having chapstick, not having fingernail clippers. And you can buy chapstick, and then, you know, some like toothless guy will be like, hey man, can I use some of that shit? And you're like, oh dude, hey, you know what, man, keep it. And then you just forget to order it again, so you don't have chapstick, and it fucking sucks. But I go down to chow, and I'm just like scratching my face. There's like tiger fucking claw marks. I'm just like, I'd like drawn the Velvet Underground banana on my cheek. I'm just like, nah, dude. I go like 54 days clean and sober, fool. All right, and I'm just like nodding out, and like, you know, there's even people I've never talked to, like, hey man, are you on heroin? I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm still high. You know, I age by like 40 years if I get loaded for like 3 days. I'm sitting there doing this. Obvious as all fuck that I'm loaded. And all of a sudden, I start getting nauseous. And everybody knows, okay, when you first start doing heroin, the radical neurological shift, this deluge of dopamine and endorphins, makes you nauseous, right? When you first do heroin, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you don't projectile vomit, you're not doing good heroin, or you're not doing enough. I'm not telling you to do more. It's fentanyl out there these days. It's a whole different situation. But back in the day, you wanted to shoot enough until you get sick. It's kind of like a measure of success. You're like, it's kind of like that with like leg day. You know, when you work out. When you work out, you do legs, you want to puke. You do. Because that means that the lactic acid is just like, it means you're releasing so much lactic acid that you've opened up those pathways. And it stimulates you hormonally. It definitely spikes up your testosterone. So it's kind of like a natural steroid that you can do. That's why doing heavy legs is important. And like the measure of knowing that you're doing enough resistance and you're doing it right is if you get nauseous, and you really know you're doing something right if you puke. I'm always puking at the gym. I don't even have a gym membership. I made all that up. I'm just kidding though. I used to have a gym membership, and I'd always be puking. Like, bleh! And like I'd look up and there'd be like some chick with the Velvet Underground banana, and she'd be like, I get you. I'm like, oh yeah. Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm a Leo. She's like, oh hey. I'm a Taurus. I'm a slut. That checks out. All right. So, okay. So, sitting in chow, and it comes on me. The projectile vomiting. Now, of course, the more habit you get with heroin, the more, the more, the longer that you're on a run and the larger that your habit builds up, the less likely you are to projectile vomit. But I'd only been doing it for like a couple days, right? Did we cover the raid? Did I get into that? I don't think I did. I'll get into that after this, when our unit got raided. But, so, I'm looking, and I'm like, oh man, people are looking at me, they're like, hey man, you don't look good. What do I look like? You look like green eggs and ham, brother. All that. I'm like, who the fuck talks like that, dude? Shut up, creep. I'm the rep. I know. I'm eating. And it just gets to a point where like the smell, I think it was macaroni, right? But it was like the classic jail macaroni where it's like burnt. So it's like, it has this like plastic consistency, right? This texture, this plastic texture. And like this industrial smell of macaroni plastic just wafts into my nostrils. And I'm just like, and I go to puke and I swear I go like this. And it just splinters outside of my fingers. Just sprays out vomit in the middle of this quiet chow hall where we're not allowed to eat. There's 15 cops watching us. And I was like, fuck. Everybody's just kind of like, moving out of the way. I saw her. Hey, dong. You're fucking disgusting, you fucking queer. Sorry, dude. Fuck. And, you hear like, well, hey, Leone. Hey, man. You're gonna get busted. I'm like, don't say shit like that. Why do you even put that in the universe, man? Shut the fuck up. I'm cool. Then I feel another one, right? And luckily, no cops had seen it. Even though it was loud. It was just one of those things where it built up. Okay, so imagine like this. Maybe I didn't explain it properly. The vomit built up. And it was like, my whole mouth was full of vomit. Like, inflated like a balloon, right? And like, I had so much pressure and I was like, oh, I'm gonna just drink it, fuck it. And I'm like going to like let it go back down. And a little bit more comes out. So the existing shit sprays out. But it wasn't too loud. Maybe how I initially explained it, it wasn't too loud. Like sometimes I do that when I'm explaining stuff. Like I'll talk about something after and I'll forget a detail or whatever. I mean, come on. Anyone that tells stories, it's just a common thing. So the second time that I puke comes up again. This time it's like it's like the loudest ralphing sound you could. It's like, like I farted because of like the pressure of it. It was like, and then it was like, I was like, oh my God. Like it just sounded so heroined out, like this like really like queefy sounding, vomit followed by like some roar, some like, the roar of like some like propeller fart, it was like, and then it was like, sounded like somebody like, pulled a fucking starter cord or something. Just like a straight asshole rip. Okay, now that got me busted, right? And cops come up to me, they're like, hey, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I have Hep C. And they're like, I was like, it makes me puke when I have macaroni. Hep C and macaroni, it does this to me. And like, as I'm trying, and this is actually what I'm saying. I don't know why I thought of Hep C. I should have said something like, should be like, I have AIDS. They would have been like, oh my God, and like gotten away from me. I've done that with cops a million times. I have AIDS. That's what I tell them. I have AIDS, and I probably have needles in the car that I forgot about because I'm a heroin addict. Go ahead and search it, brother. Do you? They're like, hey man, have a good day. And they like go and they're like putting Purell on their hands because there's AIDS is stigmatized like that. Shouldn't be. It's not what it used to be. And I don't have it, but I often would say it, which is not a good thing because eventually you probably catch it when you say that. And I'm at high risk. Sharing needles and getting butt fucked. Getting butt fucked while using needles at the same time. Using needles and then getting butt fucked. I've never been butt fucked, but I have used a lot of needles. I've used needles with people with AIDS. We've talked about that. Diablo. Oh, yes, I come up positive. What the fuck, dude? Now I go up to the rep. Dude, we got to smash out Diablo. No. Why do we have to smash out Diablo because you were stupid enough to share with another race? And like his like face metamorphed into like some like fucking Nazi like mouse, you know? And cops are like, what's wrong with you? Why are you throwing up? Why are you farting like that? And I'm just like, I'm telling you, man, it's the macaroni and the Hep C. Google it, dude. You get up. I'm like, fuck. I vomit all over my scrubs. I'm hit, you know? So they bring me out of the kitchen and they cuff me out of the chow hall. And, you know, of course, I'm like looking back and all these inmates are like, I felt like I was in some sitcom, like, whoa, he's in a lot of trouble, you know? And I was like, fuck, man. God, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, they're going to drug test me. That's what's going to happen. And Karina's going to leave me. And she's going to find Sancho. And I'm just going to be that stepdad. Even though I'm the real dad. You know? And then, you know, Nico will be like, my real daddy's in jail. And he's a bitch. What does that mean, Nico? I don't know. That's just what I hear mommy say. He's a bitch. I'm like, fuck, that can't happen. So they cuff me, and I'm walking handcuffed, and I have like 5 cops around me, and they're like, where's the drugs? And I was like, it's macaroni and hepatitis. Duh. You guys are so stupid. You guys are going to get to you're going to look at my medical file. You're going to see that I have hepatitis C, and you're going to have a goddamn lawsuit. Every time I eat fucking macaroni, I should have a macaroni chrono, sir. That's what. I get really convincing when I'm like this. You know, I'm handcuffed, and I just sound like it's true. You know, like, you know, it's like, well, Harold, maybe he does have some sort of hepatitis macaroni condition. You never know with these junkies. Probably some sort of bisexual tweaker or something. We've seen it before on macaroni night. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to side with the dope fiend. I think the macaroni may have invoked some vomitus. They don't really talk like that. Cops are stupid. Right? So anyway, so they bring me to this fucking, to the, not the sergeant. I don't know who they brought me to because it was jail. I'm not sure. But for all intents and purposes, it was a sergeant. It was some asshole with a brocha mustache. Looked like RoboCop, you know? He looked at me and he's like, so, vomiting in the chow hall, huh? He's like doing the Mr. Burns thing. I'm like, yeah. He's like, and let me ask you something. Why? Sir, I have hepatitis C, and I anytime that I eat macaroni, I vomit. Well, now that's a problem, because we have macaroni every Thursday. And if you can't have macaroni, I think we might have to switch you to kosher. You know, and as soon as he says kosher, cha-ching, cha-ching, because kosher, they always give you some alternative meal. Sometimes it's really good, you know? They'll give you like soy burgers and like, you know, I don't know. They just give you some pretty good stuff on kosher. People try to get on kosher all the time because they give you like jars of hummus that you can like sell when you get in debt for heroin. You're like, dude, I'll give you 4 things of hummus. And it's like an exclusive item. So they're like, go ahead and shoot that. So he doesn't drug test me. He just switches me to kosher. He's like, oh, let me tell you another thing, okay? If you bring narcotics into my goddamn institution, I'm taking your kosher away. Go on, get the fuck out of here. Go on. Get him out of my face. He's kind of like George W. Bush. That's what he reminded me of, if you can picture that. Okay. So I end up going back to my unit, and everyone's like, are you okay? You know, all the first timers. Are you okay? Did they know you're on heroin? The cops like still escorting me. I'm like, dude, shut up, dude. I'm good. They put me on kosher. And someone's like, oh my God, I heard you can trade that for dope. I'm like, oh God. So I think I forgot to mention, I don't know if we had left on a hangover. On a hangover. Freudian slip. I didn't know if we had ended on a cliffhanger when they were raiding the unit, but that did happen around the same time. And then the rape is Southsider, which I'm going to get to right now. But that was just one incident where I went to the chow hall, way too loaded, vomited, farted, right in front of everyone, including like some blonde girl. And she's just like, ew, you know? And I was like, fuck. I thought I might as well share that did happen to me. And, you know, and I was sentenced and I was waiting to go to prison at this point. So I didn't even know, I was like in this weird limbo. So one morning, right after I got in the heroin, about literally 50, 75, maybe even more than that, cops just come in and say, everybody on the ground. And I was like in the bathroom. You know, like I had to get on the ground. There was like pubic hair and shit. They were like, chin on the ground, bitch. I'm like, ah. And they took us all to these holding tanks. Now remember, I had a needle, I had tobacco, and I had heroin. I had the heroin up my ass, but the tobacco and the syringe, I did not have up my ass. I had it in a book. Took a book, taped it inside, and then I sealed like a block of the text. It was like a pretty big book, and then I put it back together, and you really couldn't tell that anyone was in there, but it's nerve-wracking. You know, they bring us to these holding tanks, I don't know, in some like weird part of the jail. The same kind of place that I was at in Santa Barbara after I got smashed out, right? Oh, by the way, just a little side note. Remember the guy that I told you? I forget what I said his name was. I might have called him Noah or something. He was the guy that was in there for a DUI. He'd never been to jail, and he was kicking Suboxone, so I was giving him heroin, and he's the only white guy that didn't jump on me. I reached out to him, and we're back in contact. I'm going to really try to get him on the show. I think you guys would find it interesting hearing that whole story from his point of view. But anyway, so we're in this holding tank, and I'm the only one that's been to the feds besides Doug, right? Doug's sleeping. Doug, of course, is a snorer. He's like, it's like spits like, you know, looks like a chewing sprinkler. Is that even a way to say that? I don't know. So all these guys are, so they're ripping our housing unit apart. I'm thinking, fuck, I have a needle and I have tobacco. Just a needle alone, that's 2 years. It's an ad charge, contraband. You're not allowed to have a needle, right? And tobacco, they don't really give a fuck. But the needle was a big deal, and I had the heroin up my asshole, where it belongs. Anytime, especially after I got jumped, I didn't leave heroin or dope like that, you know, not on my person, right? So everybody's asking me questions. Now there's this guy, let's just call him Ricky Ricardo, right? He was a very polished, handsome, groomed paisa. He did not look like a paisa. He looked like some fucking soap opera star you'd see on Telemundo. It's like suave, right? Like he had his hair up. Just like, he looked like a fucking mayor or something, you know, just like some clean cut, good looking guy. And he's like, hey man, yeah, I heard you've been to the Pinta. You think I can ask you a couple questions, man? Shoot. He's like, okay, I'm glad that you want to listen. Okay. And then he just turns into fucking Ricky Ricardo, right? Just that, okay. Check this out. Check it out, right? So, I'm in here for selling cocaine. You know cocaine? It's, yeah, I know cocaine. Okay. They're trying to give me 15 years for cocaine. It's stupid, right? I'm like, yeah. What do you think I'm gonna get? I don't know. How much do you get caught with? He's like, 78 kilos. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're fucked. He's like, what you mean? Yeah, man, you're fucked. You're gonna get at least 10. I'll tell you that, you're going to get at least 10. You're probably going to get 5 because it's an abnormally large amount. You're probably going to get 20. Let's just be completely honest. Oh, right. The mandatory minimum. He's like, but check this out. So there's this guy. I don't really like this guy. He's always hitting on my fucking wife, man. Fucking piece of shit, right? And he sells the cocaine too. And so I tell the feds, that all testify against him. And then I don't get the 15 years. I get 1 year, 2 year, I don't know. What do you know anything about this? I say, I'm looking at like everyone else. This guy just fucking telling me that he's a rat. It's like, dude, that's called ratting. You can't do that. You don't understand though. This fucking piece of shit, right? He hits on my fucking wife, man. I'm gonna tell on him, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put his ass in jail. And they're gonna flirt with my wife in jail. You know what I mean? Like elbows me, like we're boys. I'm like, I said, no, dude. Okay, let me tell you something. You're gonna get to prison, right? You're in a county jail right now, where obviously everybody else is like, yeah, just do tell the feds and then you do less time. Duh. I'm like, look, all right, come on. Everybody circle around. Come here. Guys, I gotta be honest with you, man. That's a punk ass thing to do. Don't do that. The fuck, dude? Take it on the chin. You got caught with 78 kilos of cocaine. He's like, yeah, but I made fucking money. I spent the money at like Target, shit like that. I'm a fucking taxpayer, kinda. I'm gonna tell on this dude. I don't really care, dude. Okay, well, if you do that, you know that you're a rat, right? I did rat, tat, bat. So what? I like pussy. But what does that have to do with anything? I like pussy. Now I want to get back to pussy. I'm done with this conversation. So that was to exemplify what kind of guys I was around, right? I mean, this guy's just blatantly telling me he's a fucking piece of shit. Jesus Christ. Then I got the Southsider, who, okay, so this guy, okay, this place didn't have a lot of Southsiders, right? There was one Southsider there named King Kong. What was his name? And it fluctuated. Sometimes there was like 3 or 4. There was like a riot at one point in the basketball courts between the Pisces and Southsiders. And remember, this white guy came and he's like, oh my God, there was a riot on the yard. Should we jump in? I'm like, what do you mean, should we jump in? Isn't it over? Yeah. We should just go take off on the Pisces. I'm like, dude, there's 90 Pisces. You want to go take off on the Pisces? Okay. Dude, are you serious? Why would we take off on the Pisces? I just want to hit a Pisces. I fucking hate him, bro. Fucking white power, bro. I just want to get out and I want to listen to Limp Bizkit compilations, dog. And fucking hate on blacks and Mexicans. All right, dude. Yeah. I may not have been to prison, but like my older brother did, my uncle did, my dad did. I knew they get down, dog. All right, dude. That's what kind of guys I'm with. So I get this kite from downstairs, right? Or before all that, I explained in the last video, but I'll say it just to reiterate it. So we're at 54 minutes, and I want to complete this story. And then, of course, I've already done the story that comes after this. So you YouTube guys will see it in order. This guy comes in, this heavy set Hispanic guy. Hey, dog. What's up? I'm fucking Jimmy Flapper, dog, from San Pedro, dog. Nice to meet you, fool. Just a fucking weirdo, right? And when he came in, he's like, hey, let me get at you, dog. Hey, who's the rapper right here, dog? For the homies. I'm a fucking homie, dog. Who's my, I'm like, dude, I don't know. There's not enough of you guys. It's not really like that. He's like, hey, dog, check it out, dog. I'm the new rapper. Nice to meet you. My name's Tommy. What that? You can't change your name now that you're the rapper. He's like, it's like, it sounds more presidential, though, dog. What's up, fool? I'm Tommy. I'm from San Francisco, fool. Nice to meet you. Okay, dude. Weird ass, dude. So he's in the bunk next to me. So he starts talking. He's on federal probation. So he'd actually been to federal prison. Now he's telling me that his allegation is fondling a fucking woman's breast. He's like, yeah, dog. So So, hey, so there's this fucking hyena, right? Fucking the badass hyena, dog. Fucking, hey, dog. Like the baddest fucking hyena you've ever seen in your life, fool. She reminds me of fucking Candy, fool. I bet her asshole sweet as fuck, homeboy. Okay. He's like, so, hey, I'm working with her, and I don't know, dog. She's, she's wearing like the kind of outfit she's kind of asking for, a fool. Like she wants to get fucked in the ass. You know what I'm talking about, dog? So I go up to her, and I swear this is not verbatim, but this is like pretty much what he said. And I went up to her, and I grabbed her tit, fool. I grabbed her honker. I was like, that's a cock. He's, nah, dog. I grabbed her fucking, I grabbed her ha-has, fool. Her tatas. I fucking grab them, fool. I tried to milk them like they were a fucking cow. It was fucking love, homeboy. Oh, this shit felt fucking bomb. But then they charged me and they said it was like not consensual. Fucking stupid ass bitch, dog. She's wearing a fucking skirt, fool. This bitch was a slut, dog. I was like, oh no, I get it. And I'm like, oh my god. So there was a big Southsider population below. We'd already removed this other dude. Well, that one white guy came in and just did it, thankfully, right? And so like they knew that we were taking care of business up there. That's one of the reasons you do that. As fucked up as violence is, and I don't advocate for it at all, but one of the reasons that you show your hand and your posture so that people respect you. So they know, okay, we're not just going to punk out these white dudes. They'll go. It's the same concept if it's just an individual, but it's for a group. You kind of like have to show your posture and like where you stand with stuff, right? So I sent them a wheela, right? I sent them a kite and I said, hey, and I was very respectful. I said, hey, I was talking to one of the homies up here, and he said that, he had fondled a girl's breast against her consent. It's a sex crime. Respectfully, I ask you to take care of it. Right? And and they sent me orders for me to take care of it, even though it wasn't my race. I was like, fuck, and I'm on heroin too, right? And I actually saw it on paper. He was in there for sexual battery. Sexual battery for a federal probation violation. How the fuck? We're not going to let that fly. Fuck no. But I am so gouged out on heroin. Oh, by the way, when we got back to the unit, of course, everything's shooken up. They didn't find the needle. They didn't find the tobacco that I had. It was still in that book. But everything was, like cops came in. They're like, well, boys, we got you for 47 extra sheets, you fucking punk ass losers. It was like a linen thing, and you and King Kong got arrested. To this day, I don't know what he got arrested for. That was like the one other Southsider that was in there at the time. And he was cool. He was a cool guy. I would spread with him. I kind of worked out with my ribs. I would do like decline push-ups on my bunk. I do like 7 of them and then just like fall over in pain. But, King Kong got arrested. So they must have found something. I know I gave him a little calito of heroin right before they had raided it. And I don't know why they took him, but they ended up taking that guy. So basically it was on me. Now I didn't have, in this Southsider, like when I say heavy set, I'm not talking about he was just like some Danny DeVito type dude. I'm talking about this guy was like fat bastard, right? He was like that, and my ribs were fucked up. And so I'm like, hey, Mountain Man, I'm going to need you to put in some work. He's like, some work? It's like swinging from a fucking bamboo branch or something. And, he's like, yeah, what do you need to do? I'm down for it. I'm a fucking downside. I'm on Peckerwood. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you on meth? He's like, Keefy Coffee. He's like, dude, look at my squirrel traps, right? So he was like probably the most reliable guy. And then there was Doug, and Doug was older, solid. He would do it, but I wasn't trying to put him in that position. So this big, let's just call him fat bastard, Tommy. Hey, Doug, I'm Tommy from San Francisco. It's like, didn't you just say you were Flapper, Jimmy Flapper or whatever? So Mountain Man was going to do it. Again, I get lucky. That night, we get like 3 white dudes. And one of them, some like squirrely dude that'd been to state prison. And he's like, hey, dog. What's up, fool? I'm Speedy. I'm from Long Beach. You guys have any meth? I was like, nah. He's like, yeah. Yeah, I don't do that shit either. Hey, is there any tension? Is there any tension with the blacks? There's like some nice black guy walking by. I was like, no, we're good. You got any porn? You got any like American Curves magazines, man? I'm Speedy from Oxnard, man. I'm like, I thought you were from Long Beach. She's like, I'm tired now. I gotta go sleep. And he like took his toothbrush out of the package and just starts like, like scrubbing shit. Seriously, I'm like, but the thing about him is you could tell that he was just with it, I mean, he's covered in prison tattoos. He's got scars all over his face. He's probably led some straight up meth sex riots, He's just like, so I'm like, all right, okay. So I have him and I have Mountain Man, but still this guy is so big. Like I can't do anything. What am I going to do with my ribs? We need a third guy. So I'm looking at my options. I got Lampshade. Can't use him. I got the dope sick guy. He's like, I don't know if I told you, but at one point he's like, hey man, I'm just curious. Did I leave last night and go get dope out of a backpack and bring it back? By any chance? And we're all just kind of like looking at him. He's like, oh, my stomach hurts, man. I'm going back to sleep. Night, guys. So he'd just say like random, like you get these little like glimpses of like some weird mental constitution. So really we couldn't rely on him. Couldn't do Lampshade, but we had Speedy and we had these two other white guys. Now one of the white guys was like, I don't know, some like old guy. I checked his paperwork right away. He's there for a domestic. Which, I mean, I definitely look down on people that hit women. But I've been in toxic relationships and I've been arrested for domestics when I didn't fucking do anything. So I gotta have sympathy because you know how it goes when you're fighting with a girl, like you cheated on her, right? Cops come. He hit me. They're like, you don't have marks. She like scratches her face right in front of the cops. She's like, no, I do. Oh, sir, you're under arrest. You're like, what the fuck? I mean, it's very, it's very easy. I've almost been arrested for it multiple times just for getting in like screaming fights with girls, right? And then I've actually been arrested for it. You guys know that story. But and then I've beat those cases and I've never hit a woman. You can ask any of my exes and they'll tell you that they'll be like, he's an asshole. No doubt. I'm verbally abusive, which I'm not saying is much better. I'm not with Karina. I used to be when we first met. I've really, really matured in that way. But, it's not the kind of thing that I was going to smash someone out for. So we had Speedy and we had Mountain Man. We needed one more person. And the other guy was just one of those yes mans. Well, yes men, Like, hey, dude, you want to rob a bank? He's like, yes. Do you want to hear, like, what the risks are? No. You want to make out? Yes. Okay. So I went up to him. I was like, hey, man, you want to put work in? He's like, yes. Like, do you know what that means? Yes. Yeah, you could get in trouble for it. I don't give a fuck. Yes. Cool. So that guy, Speedy, and Mountain Man. So I send out another wheeler down. And now, mind you, I'm gat out of my fucking mind scratching my athlete's foot. And like Mexican dudes will walk by and be like, damn, fool. That's fucking disgusting. Look at this white boy. And then like all these like guys will like just like kind of like group up and like watch me like ripping apart my feet. And I just can't. I'm possessed when I do it. I mean, I don't just scratch at my athlete's foot. Like I'll like get like plastic silverware and start like fucking stabbing and like so I can like rip off chunks. Like usually my socket's plastered in blood to my shoe. It's really gnarly stuff. So we had this. So I told them what was going on. I'm like, hey, I got 3 solid white dudes. We're gonna smash this fool out. When do you want to do it? They're like, do it right after pill call. So that way people don't have to get busted. I'm like, all right. So we wait for pill. So mail comes and then there's bill call, and it's always this this Asian dude, right? And the funny thing is like he always wore tight pants and he had like a girl ass, and like so everyone would be like, dude, it's almost 6 o'clock, man. I can't wait until that butt's here. And like guys would say like, hey bro, your ass is fucking bomb. And the Asian dude like really didn't speak that much English. I don't know if he knew what they were saying, but guys would literally say that, be like, damn fool. And then like, you know, I'd hear like Speedy be like, yeah, I hit shit like that on the street, man. Yeah. Asian dudes. When I'm on pot, no. So we wait for pill call to go, right? Wait for mail call. Now, this guy is so fucking obnoxious and annoying. He's like, hey dog, let me get at you, fool. Hey, hey, I just want you to know, dog. Oh, sorry, I'm choking up. It makes me emotional. You're running this fucking unit so fucking proper, dog. Fucking real honor to be running it with you, dog. Simone, dog. C'est fucking mon. And I'm just looking at him like, you fat rapist fuck. You have no idea. Mountain Man's gonna like fucking scalp you. Like wear you when he's like hunting. So this guy was just getting annoying. Hey, you think it's like premature for me to get a Repa tattoo? Like what if I put R-Tank Repa on my neck, dog? Oh, shit be hard, dog. Femie, fool. Nah, dude, I don't know about the rep tattoo. How about rapist? Oh, come on, man. You're just kidding around. You know that shit's not true. Oh, yeah, of course not, man. No, you're good. Tap on it. You're gonna be fine. So, they come up to me right after pill call. We know it's gonna go down. Now, even though I'm not doing the hit, there's still a level of anxiety that exists when these things go down. There is. I mean, I could get caught. We've talked about this. The guy could die, and then I get conspiracy to commit murder because I called the shots for it. So they come and we're like, it's like a huddle. It's like, all right, boys, this is what we're gonna do. And so I'm like, all right. So the way that it worked, it was like an L, right? So there's these barracks, and it went to this other section. The other section was like out of view from the cops. You know, they walk. There's like this hallway with bars. They walk. They can see him. And so I'm like, all right. Well, what we got to do is we got to get him over there. You know, well, what should we do? I'm like, so I bring Lewis, the Pisa rep. I'm like, hey, we're about to take this dude out right now. We need to distract him somehow. We need to get him over there. Is it cool with you if we handle shit right back there? And Lewis is like, yeah, man, of course. He's like, let us know if you need anything. I was like, well, I mean, if you guys want to go stomp on his face and shit when he's down, that's cool. Oh, all right, cool. So what happened is Lewis went and got a burrito, right? They were making burritos anyway with like commissary stuff, like flour tortillas, shredded mozzarella, jalapeno cheese wheel, some summer sausages, rice and beans. So, hey Tommy, hey Repa. He's like, oh, yeah, it's me. I'm the Repa. What's up, man? Is there like a multiracial meeting or something? They're like, yeah, man. Do you want to come get a burrito back here? And so I'm watching my guys. So you could get to that area by going around and going through the shower and getting back to it. So I'm standing right there, right? And New York comes. He's like, yo, I don't know if we've never mind. Okay, let's just not talk about that guy right now. I don't know if I'm in the right chronological order, but you'll if you don't know who that is yet, you will soon. You Patreon guys know. Okay, so they start going in the bathroom to this back section. This fat bastard guy kind of waddles, like, dude, the concrete's like shaking as he walks. He's just this massive fucking waste of life rapist piece of shit, dude. I had no problem with this at all. But I still had anxiety, just like, just because it's illegal. And we know that, who knows what Mountain Man's gonna do. Mountain Man might like fucking bite into his neck and like start howling into the moon with like blood like squirting out of his face or something. So you see them all go around the bathroom, except for Speedy he was like on the left. So it's the other two dudes, the Yes Man, I forget what his name was, and then Mountain Man. They were like on the right. They were going through the bathroom, and then Speedy was on the left. I'm sitting on the bunk and I'm watching Fat Bastard waddle to go get his burrito or whatever. And I didn't even make it like the call of who to hit, who would hit him first. I think I just assumed that it would be Speedy. And I was right. Speedy got up to him first. And now as soon as I saw him approaching him, I get up and my ribs are hurt, but I still, make my way over there. I see Speedy go up to him and he just kind of, he's like, hey, homie. He starts, I was like, yeah. He's like, and just, just connects with them good. Gets him in the side of the face. It's the problem with hitting somebody that's heavyset like that. They have like a foundation, so it's hard for him to get down. So he kind of wavers a little bit, and he's going like this, and then Mountain Man just kind of springs out of nowhere, and he fucking hits him too. So he got hit by one side, he gets hit on another side. Still doesn't fall. The Yes Man goes, and he fucking kicks him in the stomach. Now this is a big guy. He like kicks him in the stomach so hard. I was like, damn, it was like some Chuck Norris shit. Kicks him in the stomach, and that's what made him fold. It was obvious that his wind had got knocked out of him because he falls down and then the Yes Man dude just kicked him hard, right? Speedy gets on top of him and he just starts bombing on him. Like and the guy's like, stop. Like it's crazy. It is crazy. He sounds so offended. It's like, stop it, Pete. I swear he was saying that. We were like, what the fuck? Stop it, Pete, stop it. And Mountain Man's like getting, he stands up and just starts stomping on his face. He's wearing like these canvas shoes. Mountain Man starts stomping on him. This other guy comes up, the Yes Man, and like he kind of like literally pushes Mountain Man out of the way. I couldn't believe the Yes Man was the gnarliest out of all of them because he jumps so this guy's already bloody. Like he'd been stomped on, he'd been punched multiple times. He's wearing a white t-shirt and it's soaked in blood. This Yes Man dude gets on top of him and he like burrows his knees into his chest and he just starts bombing on him. I mean, he fires off on him, probably hits him like 16, 17 times. It was like that scene in Fight Club where Brad Pitt gets beat up really bad. I mean, blood was bubbling out. We hear keys, so somebody goes, channel check. Now, I've made it up, like now I'm right there, and I can hear the keys too, and I look at the guy, he looks up to me, he's like, Leone, why would they get a rep? And I look at him, and I'm just like, and I hit him as hard as I can, but it's like it looks like a girl softball, I'm like, and I just like hit him, knowing that the cops literally about to walk, but what was happening is that the paisas were like kind of blocking for a second. Problem was this guy was so heavy set that we couldn't really move his body. We're like, come on, get up, dude, get up. What are you're fucking piece of shit sex offender, and now you're gonna be a piece of shit rat? Get your fucking ass up. And he's just like, you really hurt me, Pete. Why do you keep saying that? Pete. We're like, fuck. So we all just kind of stand, right? I hit him too. I don't know why I did that. I think I was just thinking, I'm like, man, this is for the chick you raped, you piece of shit. And I just hit him with my softball punch. But the problem is like, I hit him like right here and it cut me right there. So it was like, he was bleeding and I'm like, fuck, if they do knuckle chuck, I'm fucked right now. And so we're like kind of standing there blockading the view for the cop. Cop's like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, oh man, fuck. And we disperse, right? This dude is standing, or is just sitting right there, laying on the floor bloody, just like what happened to me when I got my ribs broken. Cop just looks at him. He goes, what's he doing? We're like, dude, he's doing abs to this fucking obese dude, right? He's like, oh, okay. This guy's covered in blood. His whole shirt's covered in blood. I think the cop just didn't want to do paperwork. He keeps walking. We got away with it. And we will get into what happens in the next video. I did it out of order, but I'll continue the story from that place for the next one. Appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out patreon.com/Ryan Leone. Is that it? My Instagram, Twitter's RyanLeone85. Follow me. We can cyber, whatever. And check out the Paul Narcan Project, paulnarcanproject.com. There's still a chance to buy tickets so you can win some of Sinister's art. We're giving away $15,000 worth of prizes. It's starting my nonprofit. We've already filed with the Secretary of State for the 501c3. It's a question of getting everything up and running logistically because there's some legal stuff. But I'm really proud of it. My new book, Anti-Heroes, that I wrote with New York Times bestselling writer Tony O'Neill, is coming out probably within the next week or two. You know, we're in the final edits. I'm already done with what I had to do for it. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. See you next time. Palabra.